We actually had a loss in our motocross community 2 weeks ago now, and he was actually a personal friend of mine. His name was Braden Erbacher. Braden was killed at the opening round of the Australian Motocross Championships at Wonthaggi in Victoria. Came as an absolute shock to the motocross community, and I'm good friends with his family, with his mum and dad, Ash. I've been racing Ash for probably like 20 years, so it was an absolute shock to us, and our heartfelt condolences go out to Ash, Corinne, the family, and they lost a beautiful boy who was 20 years old. And if you can just spare a minute to think of the young fella that lost his life doing what he loved. Hey, welcome back to Shed Talk Episode 4. I've literally just walked in the door, rode in the door. I just did an adventure bike coaching school today for Jody, Barry, and Rob. Thanks, guys. Bloody hot. It was 40 degree on my way home, so hope you get home okay. But still got my moto gear on. This is all I wore today, was just my lightweight motocross gear. It was so bloody hot. So today, got a few things I want to talk about. Firstly, I turned 60 in a couple of months, which is a little bit scary, but I want to talk about something that I think is of benefit to any guy that's riding adventure bikes or motocross as you age. Three things are really important to us at our age: strength, flexibility, and mobility. Draw a triangle with those three things. If you miss out on any one of those things, the triangle collapses. So this is what I harped on about on a video prior, was about strength training. It's good just to keep a bit of physical strength in your body. Mobility, just keep moving, boys. Just move, whatever you're doing on weekends. Get out, go for a walk, do stuff. Don't just be idle. And then flexibility, I'm not overly flexible, but I can still move. So it's something that you can work on continually. So I'm good mates with one of Australia's premier motocross riders who turned 65 this year, Stephen Gall. Gall is just so up to speed with his flexibility, his mobility, and his strength conditioning. And he's an absolute honor to see someone like him and go riding with him that is just looks after themselves so much. So guys, get on to this triangle: strength, mobility, flexibility. Work out which one you're weak in, become stronger in it. You'll feel better, definitely. So I've put a list together this week, trying to be a little bit more professional. So I've got a couple of products I'm going to show you a little bit later on, but what I want to talk about is I did a tyre test this week on the Midas E07, so have a look. I think it was the video before this one. I forgot to mention a couple of things. So in that tyre review, I ran my tyres at 30 psi. Generally, like today, they were 35 psi. In the heat, they went up to about 40. That's generally the pressure I run. Because I knew I was going out on this off-road track, I dropped them down to 30 psi and ran that both front and back. So that was one thing I forgot to mention in that video. I also forgot to mention in that video that I used the E07 to Cape York last year, and I did probably close to 10,000 kilometers on one of the tires. The rear tire, I had a Pirelli Rallycross on the front. So I was really happy with that tire there. That's why I've gone back to them. I did a tyre video this week as well, and you'll see that I pushed the 1290 through some pretty hard stuff. And, realistically, if these tyres will stand up to what I put it through, as you'll see in the video, I think they'll get me pretty much anywhere that I want to go. So that's something, that I wanted to share that I forgot to mention in my last couple of videos. One thing I want to talk about today as well is my vid quality. I've kind of worked out that sometimes I hit it, sometimes I don't. So please understand, I'm an amateur at this. This is just a project that I do. My last video that I shot going up Duck Creek Road, I wasn't overly happy with it. And what I found out, it's how I render the video. So when I go to upload it to YouTube, the YouTube actually drop the quality of that video a couple of notches. So it's crystal clear on my computer, but by the time it gets to YouTube, it gets degraded. So I've worked out how to overcome that. I've spoken to a couple of vloggers, what they do. So thanks, fellas, for the help there. One is Josh JB, thank you. And the other one was Pete's, P-E-T-Z or something. So he jumped on board the comments and helped me out with that. So I really appreciate that greatly. While I'm on that as well, I'm going to say how much I enjoy communicating with fellow riders out there. So don't think if you drop a comment in my comments, it's a pain in the ass and I've got to come back and answer it. I really enjoy it, and that's why I'm doing this channel. You know, I had a bitch last week that I've had a few whingers and complainers. The best comeback I heard was one of the fellas said, the bedwetters, let the bedwetters be bedwetters. So I thought that was really quite interesting. So no bitches this week, but just pure positive. You know, I love what I get in my comments. I love the communication. I love that I'm getting people from overseas commenting on some of my rides that I do and where we go. You know, if I'm doing tuition videos, this is for the benefit of other riders out there. You know, I just do this for a passion project. I love putting these videos out. I love teaching other riders. I can't teach the world, so I might as well show as much as I can through my videos. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you a couple of products that I've just recently bought. So these two products here, I bought these, ordered them online, paid for them myself. So this one is called an M8 towing rope. So the other week we had a situation where I had to tow a guy on an Africa Twin, probably 3 or 4 kilometers out of a place where we went riding. So I've bought these. I think they're like $16 or something. I didn't have this the other week. What I used the other week was a strap, and I tied it to the back of my bike and to his fork leg. But I watched a video on these, and they tie this from foot peg to foot peg. So, mate, for 16 bucks, yeah, let me open this up and have a look. I think it's Aussie made as well. Let me have a look. Can't read. Pretty certain it's an Australian design product. It comes in this little zip bag, so I haven't opened this yet, so let's just have a look what we got. You know, if I open it, I'll probably never get it back in. Okay, so pretty much it's a strap, and it's got ends, must have loose ends on it, like you just tie in around each foot peg. And the convenient thing of it is you can like button it onto a handlebar or whatever, but you know, I'll just throw this in my tool bag, and yeah, it's going to be something that's going to be quite handy. Don't know about wrapping it back up and getting it in the package. Kind of like a tent, you know, tents, the bags are never quite big enough, but anyway, you know what? I got it back in. I don't know how long it would stay that neat for, whether it'll just end up being thrown back into the bag, but seems like a great little product, and you can literally just, you know, throw it on your handlebars or something like that, and you've got it with you. So $16, I bought that through MX Store, just online, mxstore.com.au. So you can grab hold of one of them, and I'd recommend grabbing one, throw it in your bag. Second thing I bought was, I had a first aid kit for my electrical work, and it was something this big. So then I started pulling bits out of that of what I thought I would need on a adventure bike ride, or, you know, even in for the car. But Jeff Ballard has come up with this little product, Ballard's. So it's a first aid kit in a dry pack for adventure bike riders. I mean, how good is this thing? Okay, for details of what's in it, oh, actually, there you go. I'll leave that there for a sec so you can read it. That's what it comes with. Okay, so that is, how convenient is that? Look how it squashes right up. So that is probably half the size of the first aid kit that I carried. So from what I've seen in this, it basically gives you enough if you have bad abrasions or whatever. So again, I think they were maybe $25, 25 bucks, first aid kit in the little dry bag. It's gonna be worth that anyway. So it's a Ballard's product again. I get that through MX Store. I bought this, I paid for it online. I go to the portal, bought it, Di went and picked it up. What's that called? Click and collect. She went and grabbed it for me. So that's gonna be added to my stuff with my bike. I haven't drunk now for 20 years. I don't miss it. I don't miss the hangovers. I don't miss the financial burden of buying alcohol. I don't care if people drink. I just found, because I did have a mental health concern, it wasn't good for me to drink alcohol. So I just took it out of my life. Now, the way I look at it is, if someone says, do you smoke? And you say no with conviction, I'm literally the same with drinking. So I don't judge anyone for drinking alcohol. You know, I was with the 3 boys today. We stopped at the distillery out at Mount Alfred, and the boys had beers and I had a lemon squash, so it doesn't affect me one little bit. I'm sure they love their beers. So yeah, that's just something, a little bit of an insight into what sort of person I am. And I stopped getting invited to parties at one stage because people thought I wouldn't be funny because I didn't drink, but that was funny in itself, just that remark. But anyway, so look, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this shed talk, only a short, brief one. Again, thinking of Ash and Corinne and the family, the Erbacher family. My deepest condolences go out to you. Braden was a fantastic boy, and I loved every day that I got to ride with him, which was not many, but the days I did were certainly memorable. So yeah, peace everyone, and we'll see you next week. I think next week I am doing the camping video, so I'll go out for a one-night camp, and I'm going to do this video that's going to be instructional video camping. It'll be kind of cool. Nobody's really doing it, so I'll go out there and do something a little bit different. So yeah, take it easy everyone. Catch you next week.